Hello guys, forexbrokers.net here, and we continue our videos or our series dedicated to zigzags. We've discussed so far generalities of a zigzag. A zigzag has an impulsive structure for wave A and wave C, while the only corrective wave, the B wave, rarely retraces more than 38.2 of wave A. The definition says that it can go all the way to 61.8, but that's not necessarily the case. The more that you see that the B wave retraces beyond 38.2 and into the 50% and so on, and the more questions you should have about the validity of this zigzag. It can either be a rising zigzag or a falling one, it doesn't matter, the rules are the same. And the most important part in a zigzag is that the time for the two impulsive wave should be more or less the same. Of course, give it a take, be flexible, because this is the FX market and the theory was invented on a different financial market back into the 1930s. Moving forward, we've discussed then the truncated zigzag, or the three types of zigzags that depend on the length of the C wave. And the truncated zigzag, the most important thing to remember is that the C wave is shorter than 61.8 out of wave A, and the price action that follows a truncated zigzag always retraces minimum 80% of the entire zigzag and often 100% of that zigzag. The same is valid, for instance, this is a very truncated zigzag. The time element corresponds, it is the same, and the market should retrace minimum 80% and then 100% most of the time. But this is only one type of a zigzag. Another type of a zigzag, I will put it here, another type of a zigzag would be a so-called normal zigzag, and this is what this is the zigzag that forms most of the times. In a normal zigzag, this would be wave A. You have a B wave that barely retraces into the waves A territory, and the wave C like this. And then we simply apply the same rules discussed so far in order for interpreting the zigzag. A, B, and C. We measure the time that it takes for wave A to form. We project the time from the moment that the B wave ended. And in this arrangement, for instance, this should be a normal zigzag. Now, in a normal zigzag, if in a truncated zigzag the C wave is supposed to be less than 61.8 of wave A, in a normal zigzag, the C wave is between 61.8 and 161.8 of wave A. So all we gotta do is to measure, to take a Fibonacci retracement or expansion, it doesn't matter, to find out the minimum distance for the C wave to travel, like this, and then to find out the maximum distance for the C wave to travel, 161.8, and then to project them from the end of the B wave, like this. If the C wave, the C wave must end between 61.8 and 161.8 out of wave A, but respecting the time element. So it cannot go like this, for instance. If it goes like this, that's not possible because the time element is not respected. If it goes like this, then that's another story. It is between 61.8 and 161.8, so this is a normal zigzag. Normal zigzags form most of the times within the Elliott-Wave theory. Now, we should not put percentages or use percentages, but they form I would say 80% or something like around 80%, then 15% truncated zigzag, and the rest, last but not least, we should be aware of it. It is a zigzag that is called an elongated zigzag that, of course, has the C wave much longer than wave A. Not only that it is much longer, it is more than, or it must be more than 161.8 when compared with the length of wave A. As always, we should measure the length of wave A in time and project that time on the right side of the chart from the moment that the B wave ends. Also, we should measure 161.8 out of wave A. 161.8, and then calculate this 161.8 and project it from the end of the B wave. The C wave, not only, so in order for a zigzag to be an elongated pattern, the C wave, not only that it should go and extend more than 161.8, but it should do that in this amount of time. More or less, it should go something like this. That's the minimum, so more than 161. It can be 261.8, it can be 461.8, or whatever. So, truncated zigzag, normal zigzag, elongated zigzag. On here we have the US dollar and Japanese yen weekly chart, and shows the rise of the pair from the moment that Bank of Japan in 2012 announced that it will start quantitative easing, and it will do so in such an aggressive way that it created massive moves on the FX market. Now the market started, or the market reacted with what? With a strong move higher, followed by a retracement here that you can see that failed to go more than 61.8, 50%, and then another move higher. So you can imagine here something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the first impulsive move, the B wave, and then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the second impulsive move. Is this a zigzag? Or is this an impulsive move? Many people will label this one as 1, 2, 3. The way to distinguish between an impulsive and the corrective is to use the time element. If this is the time that it took for wave A to form, respecting the rules and everything that we've discussed so far on zigzag, we project this time from the moment that this one ended. And now we find out the end of the B wave. We cannot say that the B wave ended here, because in that case the time element will make no sense, and most likely the B wave ended somewhere around here. As you can see, this is an approximation of time. It is more or less not considering 1 or 2 or 3 candlesticks, so we can say something like this: time that it took for wave A to form equals the time that it took for the C wave to form. Waves A and wave C are impulsive, wave B is corrective, wave B ends into the territory of wave A, minimum retracement 1%. What is the length of wave C in relation with wave A? Here they look to be almost equal, so out of the 3 possibilities, a truncated, normal and elongated, this would be nothing but a normal zigzag, like most of zigzags are. Thank you for being here, and bye bye.